The call came at 3:17 a.m. My sister's voice, shaking. "She's gone," she whispered. "Her car's here, her purse, her phone, but she's just gone." Let me tell you about the day ordinary people disappear. Not in movies, not in books, in real life, where families are left with nothing but questions that echo in empty rooms. It was March 17th when I first understood that people don't just vanish. They're taken, erased, like someone reached into reality and simply removed them. I was working the night shift at the call center when the first case crossed my desk. Missing persons report. 22-year-old mother, last seen heading to Atlantic City for St. Patrick's Day. Never came home. At first, it seemed routine. People go missing every day. Most come back. Most have reasons. Most leave trails. But not her. The case file was thin. Too thin. 1 page. A few witness statements. A photograph of a young woman smiling, holding a 3-year-old girl. The details haunted me. She'd arranged for a babysitter, made plans for the week ahead, had enrolled in college classes starting that Monday. Her sister said she was excited about her future, about giving her daughter a better life. People planning their future don't just disappear, do they? I couldn't shake the case. Started digging deeper during my breaks. Found more cases. Similar patterns. Alabama, 1998. A 30-year-old mother stops for gas on Highway 231. Security cameras catch her filling up her white Geo Storm, her 2-year-old daughter sleeping in the back seat. She pays cash, drives into the night. 12 hours later, a passerby finds her car abandoned on Old Georgia Road. Engine still warm, keys in the ignition, purse on the passenger seat. The little girl still strapped in her car seat, crying. The mother, gone. No footprints leading away from the car. No signs of struggle. No blood. No answers. Just gone. The more I researched, the more the pattern emerged. Women, mothers, young, starting over, making changes, and then nothing. I started mapping the disappearances, pins on a corkboard in my apartment. Red for the missing, black for the found. Too many red pins, too many black ones. But the third case made my blood run cold, because this one had a witness. A neighbor heard screaming, looked down her window to see a stranger attacking a woman with a heavy tool. Something metal, something that caught the streetlight as it rose and fell. The neighbor tried to help, opened her door, screamed for the attacker to stop. He looked up at her then, made eye contact, and smiled. Then he smashed her window with that same tool and vanished into the darkness. The injured woman survived, but barely. The attacker was never found, never identified, but she remembered his smile. That's when I realized I wasn't looking at random disappearances. I was looking at something else entirely. I requested more files, officially through work, then unofficially through contacts, then desperately through Freedom of Information requests. The pattern became clearer. The disappearances weren't random. They were surgical, precise. Security cameras mysteriously malfunctioned. Witness statements contradicted each other. Evidence vanished from police storage. Cases went cold within weeks. Someone was cleaning up. Someone with access. Someone with power. I started staying late at the office, cross-referencing missing persons reports with police personnel records, with city employee databases, with anyone who had access to the investigation files. That's when I found it. One name appeared in the periphery of every case, not as lead investigator, not as primary contact, but always there, always helping, always available. Defendant Marcus Webb, 23 years on the force. Solid reputation. Clean record. Too clean. I dug deeper into Webb's background, found something interesting. He'd been transferred between precincts 7 times in his career, always voluntarily, always to areas where the missing persons cases spiked within months of his arrival. The Atlantic City case? Webb had been consulting with PD that month. The Alabama case? Webb was on vacation in the area that same week. The neighbor who witnessed the attack? She lived 2 blocks from Webb's sister's house. Coincidences? Too many coincidences. That's when I started feeling watched. It began subtly, a sense of being followed. Cars that seemed to make the same turns I did. Shadows moving wrong outside my apartment windows. I told myself I was being paranoid, that researching missing persons cases was affecting my judgment. But then I found the photos. Someone had slipped them under my apartment door while I was at work. Photos of me walking to my car, me buying groceries, me sitting in a coffee shop with my research spread across the table, and on the back of each photo, written in careful block letters, "Stop looking." I should have stopped, should have let it go, should have deleted my files and moved on with my life. Instead, I called the tip line for one of the missing persons cases, left an anonymous message about Detective Webb. The next morning, I found my apartment door unlocked. Nothing was missing, but everything had been moved, searched, examined. My research was gone. Every file, every photograph, every note, even the corkboard with the red and black pins. Someone had been inside my home, had gone through my things, had raced months of work, but they'd left something behind. A single red pin driven deep into my kitchen table, and underneath it, a note, "You're next." The call came 3 days later, 3:17 a.m. I recognized the voice immediately, even though I'd never heard it before. "You've been very busy, very curious." "I don't know what you're talking about." "You, of course you do. You've been asking questions, making connections, getting close to something you shouldn't understand."